Hello everyone, it's Kirith here. I hope you're really looking forward to the Daytona 24 hours, and if you're in a GT3 car, I've got what I hope is going to be a really helpful track and qualifying guide for you. I'm in a practice session here, open practice session in the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo, and I've set the fastest time in the practice session. It's a 44 dead. It's a pretty tidy lap, and I think it's a good lap for me to explain how you can extract the maximum out of not only the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo, but also any GT3 car. So let's just look at the track temps quickly so you can see what they're like. 27 degrees, so not particularly cold, and the lap time, as I say, is a 44 dead, but it is the fastest time in this full practice lobby. So it's a tidy lap, and I can't wait to show you how to get that performance. Right, so here we go. I'm going to run this at half speed for most of it so I can talk you through the lap. Going over the line here, what you want to do is you want to get as close to the right-hand side here as possible, open up this corner. It's absolutely critical, and we're going to brake just for this white line here. So that dash in the road, that's your braking marker. And turn in really early is my top tip. I see a lot of drivers not turning in early and aggressively, and they end up washing out wide on the exit of turn one, or the mid part of turn one, and losing a lot of time. It's really faster, in my opinion, to take a tight line here. So you see we're going to actually aim for the grass here and get a bit of slip angle and understeer past it, and then we're going to come out a little bit here to the middle of the track, but you don't want to be by the white line. And then we're going to aim for these tyres, and we're going to try and get really close. How close are we going to get? Ooh, okay, that was pretty... Maybe don't get that close, but you want to aim to get close to those tyres and then kind of just understeer past them. It's a really satisfying feeling. Aim for the tyres. Now, when you've cleared that bit, you don't want to be too greedy here. I see a lot of drivers being too greedy with the grass here and here on the left-hand side. Just get a wheel just very close to that grass, but don't dip a rear wheel completely over it, because you'll lose traction and you will lose time. So you can see I'm being very closer to the grass, just kicking up some dirt, but we're not going to go fully over that grass. Now, for this hairpin here, I actually brake really early. That's my top tip. So you can see how early we're braking before those cones. And we're going to get to kind of an early apex here and then just roll it round to the second apex. So we're not going to go deep at all. So you see we brake quite early. We're now rolling the car. If you look at my inputs, and we're going to get on the throttle and be on full throttle about where the paint starts to become fully white again on the curb. If you go too deep into that corner, in my opinion, you just lose too much time way off the apex rotating the car. So, in my view, and it works for me, and to get this fastest time in this session, you want to brake early, get close to the first apex cape, roll it round, and then get on the power nice and progressively. It's not too difficult on the exit there. There's loads of runoff from the left-hand side, so take as much as you want. Don't feel like you need to take too much steering lock to take a tighter line. Now, in a race, be careful here, because you're going to have LMP2s trying to overtake you, so you don't want to go to the right-hand side here. But in quali, try and maximise the road here by keeping the steering open, maximising that traction out of the corner. Don't want to cut this corner too significantly. Again, if you get over the grass, you'll lose traction. Similar technique here. Going to brake early. We're going to brake quite early on in these cones. And again, we're going to hit an early apex here and then sort of roll it round to the second apex. Have a look at my trail braking here. We're going to trail brake around this corner. We're going to bleed off the brakes. Roll it. And you're going to see some white paint again. And that's going to be... We're going to be accelerating, I think, just before that white paint. There we go. And this is a much tighter exit, by the way. So you want to be much more careful on exit here. Don't be too tight on the steering, because you can kick out the back end. And if you kick out the back end and get on that curb, it's bad news. And you'll see a lot of GT3 cars here. So be nice and progressive on the exit to that corner. Right, last hairpin now, or last corner, sorry, before we get on the banking. Again, I'm not going to brake too late. We're going to try and get a wheel over where the white line would be if it continued here. And we're going to try and dip a wheel on the grass. I'm going to try to be quite aggressive with the inside of this corner. In fact, you can be more aggressive than that. You can be kicking up dirt and that corner, and you just be a little bit tighter here. The car's quite slow now, so it's rotating quite nicely. You don't need to take that wide line. Again, I just think at Daytona, you lose time by taking those deep and wide lines. Try and get it really close to the apex. And we're accelerating here. I'll just skip through this because isn't that exciting. You want to bring the car over to the right-hand side for the entry to the bus stop. The most critical set of corners on the track, in my opinion, they make or break your lap. And we're going to bring it over here to the right hand side. You don't want to touch this wall. I've done that in the past. It's not a great feeling. And we're going to brake in between the 2 and the 1. Quite a hard braking marker. You come in at speed. Sometimes you're in slip. Sometimes you're right behind the car. So don't be too kind of fixed about having a specific braking point here. It's really a corner where you have to feel it. So we're braking there just before that yellow thing, which is between 1 and 2. But again, you can be variable. And ideally, we want to try and kick up a little bit of grass here. So just about kicking up a little bit of grass. And then we want to keep it tight here. Now, this is a critical bit. You can see here, I've just got a little bit of brake and we're starting to get on the throttle. I see a lot of GT3 drivers get on the throttle way too aggressively at the mid part of the bus stop. If you get on the throttle here too aggressively, you're going to understeer and end up all the way over here, and you're going to make the second part so tight, you're going to make it into a right-hander corner, and then another left-hander corner, a right-handed corner, my bad. So you don't want to do that. You just want to stay off the throttle, let the car coast, let the car balance, and then feed in the throttle and kind of make it a very smooth exit. So I'm really going to slow this down here. So I think that's a good line. So we're feeding it in, getting really close to that sausage, and now we know we're good. Now we're on full throttle. So we're only on full throttle late in the day, and we are going to dip a wheel on the grass, by the way. You can't do that without getting a track limit. So you need to work out what the track limits are on the end of the bus stop. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play this lap at full speed, so you can see how it looks in full speed. So I'll go back again, do run to the line. And by the way, I drive for Team Rock in iRacing, and I drive for Kirith Esports, my own esports team. So if you're a fast driver and you've got any more tips, do let us know in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you. So here we go, turning in just in that white line, keeping it nice and tight, quite aggressive on the brakes, aiming for those tyres. There we go, very, very close. Just going to try and kick up a bit of dirt on the right-hand side here and left-hand side here. Great set of corners. Braking really early for the first hairpin. Going to roll it round, get on the power. Can feed in the power quite early on the exit here because it's a wider exit. Drift the car open, let the car run free. Let that speed build up. Don't go crazy with the cutting this one. And this one again, we're going to try and do a sort of roll it into the corner in the mid part. So we're rolling it on the power now. I'm not doing that V-shaped approach, going in deep, getting on the brakes, rotating it outside the apex. Here we want to be very close to the inside here, so I could have been a bit tighter. I think I'm going down to first gear there, accelerating out. By the way, if you did enjoy this lap guide, please do subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of iRacing streams that you won't even know about unless you subscribe, because they get delisted after I race. Right, going into the bus stop now. Makes or breaks your lap. Great feeling when you get it right, but in quali, you get 2 laps in quali, and the second lap there's going to be pressure, so you better be ready for that. And we're going to be patient, all about being patient. On full throttle, dip a wheel, nice.
The leader has just done a 143.9.
Oh, someone's done a 143.9, so they've pipped me here, but a really clean run to the line now. Try and minimise those steering inputs, just let the speed build, and depending on your setup, hopefully you can get a bit more top speed over the line if you tweak your setup to allow for that. But I hope you enjoyed that track guide. I've got a cough, I'm very sorry about that. Do like, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you did. I hope to see you on track. I'm going to be streaming the Daytona 24 Hours live this weekend. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and happy racing.